Hello, friends. Welcome back to more trading signals. Today is the 29th of April, so very near the end of the month. So, as you can see, just like I promised and just like I predicted, guys, I told you that this last week of April was going to be the worst. Mostly just corrections because that's exactly what appeared in my predictions. I'm going to show you maybe next video how the prediction map for April looked like. You guys know that I'm only doing that for clients only right now. However, like I told you before, I'm going to be testing a new way of prediction, basically use a new technique of predictions. And of course, because that is a test, still, I'm going to be releasing those predictions to the public, almost like I did back in the game, back in the day, when back in those years when I had the predictions available for everyone. So Solana going back to 81, 82, basically bouncing within this range. This new indicator also very good. It's in the final stages of development, so there's still I still have to test a little bit more, especially on higher time frames, which is where the accuracy is not that good. But it is very good so far in the kind of the hourly time frames, anything up to 10 hours. Beyond that, it's where I having the most trouble. But this is a very good indicator. This will be, of course, available for everyone in the clients. Everyone who is a client will get this indicator for free. You guys know that I give my indicators all in one package. I'm not like other people who give them separately or charge for each and every single one. I only do a single package and you get all my existing indicators and all of my future developments. Okay, it's not just one or two, it's multiple indicators and all of them are extremely accurate, extremely good. So this indicator basically what it does, it creates a market structure. Okay, it creates basically levels where the price can either be a support, a resistance, or a neutral zone, which can function as a support or resistance depending on the situation. For example, we saw that this resistance, very clear resistance around 89, was shared by mostly just all of the other days. As you can see, 90 was the highest possible point that we reached on Solana for April. Uh, you can also see the supports reacting very nicely to this structure. For example, all green lines are supports, obviously, all red lines are resistances. And you can see we got to the second level where we bounce from this correction. And again, we touched this resistance level once again. So right now we can see that the price is bouncing from this area. However, notice that this is the last level. So if we create a new structure, it's going to be a bearish structure, meaning that it's going to be in a very clear downwards pattern. All of the levels will reset to a lower level. So I'm maybe guessing it's going to start testing some of these prices, some of these areas. Eventually, that was the case, I believe, for the initial structure for the first week of April, as you can see. So maybe we can get some of these once again. Anyways, as you can see, I told you guys, I told you that Bitcoin was not going to reach 80K. 80K was a very extreme deviation. 80K was basically impossible because not a single other cycle had had such a massive deviation. I already told you what was the deviation that I was talking about. Okay, the low in November was 80K. Okay, and not a single cycle, like I said before, has reached that level once we start with the bear market. Technically, the bear cycle could start, you could argue, that it starts right after reaching the all-time high, because after that it's just non-stop going down. But I don't know, maybe you could get some technicalities with that. But what I'm saying is, look at this. This is a very extreme deviation. I already showed you in previous cycles. So in other cycles, we don't really have anything like that. And for example, the low for Solana was 115, something like that. But for Ethereum, let's see. let's see. Let's check out for Ethereum. What was the high, the low? Well, this is not the Ethereum chart. This is actually the one. So you can see this was the low of November, and Ethereum was behaving more reasonable according to the expectations. It was only Bitcoin that really had the extreme deviation very close to this area. But we didn't really get the retest. And we're going down, like I told you, May is going to be a red month, and we're going to see the price go back to the lowest levels of February. Okay, so be prepared for that, because as you can see right here is again the indicator that I was talking about, and this is obviously displaying the 10-hour, okay, the 10-hour time frame levels, the 10-hour structures. So you're going to see, for example, that it also bounced very, very good from these areas. This is a first support. It was basically the support that basically held most of mid to late April together. This was a resistance, very clear. And as you can see, we're going down, and that will possibly mean that Ethereum will go below $2,000 very soon. It will be maybe, it will take some considerations into April, because, like I told you before, and like I also posted on X on Twitter, on my Solana predictions using a new magnitude technique, we're going to see the first 3 days of May, the price still going to remain high to a certain degree. But after that, it's going down, okay? By the 6th to the 8th of May, we're going to see the price go down, and we're going to reach a low around those areas. Now, with the new technique that I'm testing, I'm going to give you even more information. Still have to run more tests before I'm convinced that is the way, the right way to do the predictions. Anyways, that's basically what I have for you guys. Really, not much except this announcement and basically just the presentation of this new indicator. And as well, like I told you, be prepared. I mean, I'm going to give you more predictions. So these predictions, like I said, are going to be test predictions. I'm still testing them, but I find them accurate enough to actually be worthy of showing them to YouTube, to the public. And once I'm very convinced that this new technique is possibly even superior to my old way of doing the predictions, that will eventually not replace, because each prediction style is very, very unique and has its own strengths and weaknesses. But it will possibly be the main way of doing trading with predictions. And of course, when that happens, that will be reserved to clients. Okay, so better to stay tuned to the channel, okay? Not miss a single video, because I'm going to be doing predictions once again. Also because you can make a lot of money with this, okay? You can actually learn how to trade. It's going to be very easy now with this amazing set of tools, of indicators, that we already have indicators that can predict the price, that can predict when it's going to happen. And now we have an indicator that basically gives us an entire structure, so we can work with that structure. It's going to be very easy. In fact, this is going to be key for mainly spot trading, because it's going to be extremely easy. From my very few tests doing spot trading, I found that it's basically just a matter of buying coins, bidding positions in the support levels, basically any support levels. Obviously, the lower, the better, and selling them on the resistance areas. Very, very easy stuff. We're going to see more of this in the coming video. So stay tuned, my friends. I have That's all for you today. So take care. I'll see you guys next time.